Good evening, everybody. It is my great pleasure to present this debate about should Peru do more to welcome Syrian refugees or not. So, this House believes that Peru should do more to welcome Syrian refugees. Let me start with the argument about the importance of distance. Many people argue that we are so far away from Syria, so we just shouldn't worry about it. I mean, it's not our problem, so we should just not deal with them. We have like so different cultures, so different languages, so they probably wouldn't adapt to live here. For example, it's the case of Uruguay, right? But I think that's totally ridiculous because everybody can adapt. Maybe at the beginning they could have some troubles. For example, in the case of Uruguay, yeah, they did have problems at the beginning because the culture was very different and it was hard for them to get a job, for example. But then you can read in the news that they are happy now that their children have already adapted to the children that lives in Uruguay. Um, so I don't think that is a problem. I think distance is just not important when you have the willing to help someone. So if Uruguay did it, and not just Uruguay, many countries in the region, which I'm going to talk a bit later, have already helped and they have adapted and it worked out. We just should do the same. Um, it was said that Peru was like starting conversations with the UN to start welcome refugees from Syria, but we haven't done anything yet. And it is not like in the news like before, like every day talking about Syrian refugees and the attacks, but it is something that they live every day and they are still suffering, and we just should do more. We are far away, yeah. The distance is important, yes, but it shouldn't keep us from doing something to help them. So, a second point to consider is that many Latin American countries have already helped, so we just should take them as an example to help them. For example, Venezuela have already welcomed like 20,000 refugees. Chile offers home to 100 families, and has already welcomed more refugees in February, and they first did it in October. They welcomed like 5 families, and they continue doing it because they are continuously suffering attacks every day, and people dies every day. So this problem is still happening in Syria. They're still suffering, so we should just do more and stop being so indifferent to this problem and to the problems in the world in general.